You might not realize this, but your entire financial life today was shaped by something that happened long before you earned your first dollar. Not your job, not your income, not your intelligence. Something far more powerful. And if you stay with me for just the next few minutes, you're going to see the invisible force that quietly controls why some people become wealthy and why most people never do. Money isn't logical. If it were, smart people wouldn't stay broke, hardworking people wouldn't struggle, and lottery winners wouldn't lose everything in 5 years. Money isn't math. Money is emotion. It's identity. It's fear. It's comfort. It's the story you've carried for years, and it silently decides every financial decision you make. There's a study where children were asked to draw a rich person and a poor person. Almost all of them drew the rich person smiling and the poor person sad. They had never seen anyone's bank account, but the story was already planted. That story follows people into adulthood. That story becomes their money behavior. Think about the things you heard growing up. We can't afford that. Money is stressful. Be grateful for what you have. Rich people are greedy. These weren't just sentences. They were invisible lessons about fear, scarcity, guilt, and worthiness. And without realizing it, you absorbed them like a sponge. If money caused arguments in your house, you learned to avoid money. If money made someone angry, you learned to fear it. If money was tied to guilt, you learned to spend it quickly so it wouldn't sit there long enough to make you uncomfortable. A poor mindset asks, how much does it cost? A rich mindset asks, what does it return? A poor mindset thinks in days and weeks. A rich mindset thinks in years. One survives, one builds. One sees money as something to spend. One sees money as something to plant. There's a barber in New York who saved every tiny tip $2, $3, $4. One day he bought a cheap camera and started filming haircut tutorials. That one camera eventually became a full YouTube channel. Today, he doesn't cut hair at all. A few saved dollars changed his entire life, not because of luck, but because he used money as a seed. But here's the part nobody talks about. Most people aren't afraid of failure. They're afraid of success. Failure keeps you exactly where you are, in a familiar place. Success forces you into a new identity. Success asks more of you. Success changes how people look at you. Success demands responsibility, consistency, discipline. And deep inside, a voice whispers, what if I can't handle it? What if people don't like the new me? What if I succeed and then lose it? There's an old myth about a prisoner who lived his whole life in a dark cell. One day, the guard forgot to lock the door. The prisoner stepped out, looked around, felt overwhelmed, and quietly walked back inside and closed the door. Not because he loved the cell, but because freedom was unfamiliar. This is exactly what people do with money. They say they want freedom, but when life gives them a chance, they sabotage themselves because their old identity panics. Real wealth isn't built on excitement. It's built on boring habits. Saying no when it's easier to say yes. Investing small amounts consistently. Living below your income. Delaying gratification. Reading 10 pages a day. Improving one tiny habit at a time. It's not sexy, it's not flashy, but it works. It works every single time. And boring wealth quietly beats exciting poverty every day of the week. So how do you break out of your old story? Step 1. For 1 week, observe your thoughts about money. Every fear, every guilt, every rush of excitement, every moment of avoidance. Don't judge it, just write it down. This becomes your mental X-ray. Step 2. Choose one belief you've carried your whole life. Money is stressful. I'll never be rich. I'm not good with finances. Ask yourself, who gave me this belief? Is it a fact or a story? Then rewrite it into something slightly uncomfortable but possible. I am capable of building wealth. I deserve financial peace. I can learn financial skills. Say it daily. Identity changes by repetition. Step 3. Gratitude. Scarcity says, I never have enough. Gratitude says, I can work with what I have. When you pay a bill, instead of feeling irritation, say quietly, thank you for the service I received. This rewires your emotional link to money. Step 4. Educate yourself. Slowly, but consistently. 10 pages a day, 1 podcast a week, 1 simple financial concept a month. You don't need Wall Street knowledge. You just need consistent learning. Knowledge removes fear. Fear blocks opportunity. When fear is gone, opportunities appear. Step 5. Take 1 irreversible action today. Open a savings account. Start automatic investing. Put aside $10. The amount doesn't matter. The identity does. The person who acts consistently becomes the person who succeeds consistently. Most people never become rich, not because they don't want to or because they are incapable, but because they never question the invisible story controlling their financial life. If you're still watching right now, you're already ahead. You're not just chasing money, you're understanding it. And more importantly, you're beginning to understand yourself. If this resonated with you, like the video, subscribe to Rika Mind Academy, and tell me in the comments, what money belief are you ready to let go of today? See you in the next video.